skies, 81 degrees. Beautiful day here in the Bay Area. Skies are clear, no chance of rain. The wind will play a factor, perhaps. What a gorgeous day. It is. Oh. They're anticipating a crowd of better than 20,000 for this game, largely because of Herschel Walker. Boyovich now trying to pump himself and his team back up again. That's Danny Knight. He, along with Pegues, are back deep. Here we go again, and look at this. From riches to rags for Rod Pegues.
That ball would have probably gone out of bounds. Boyovich kicked the ball to the sideline, and Pegues, look at this. He's going towards the sideline. Now, you should be getting some help from your teammate. And Pegues, he just cannot stop. Look, it's a shame because, again, they had the ball at the 43. Now they're at the 3.
Walt Michaels, who has given Herschel Walker the opportunity to break the season single record in rushing. Has a pretty good record, although there have been those that have oftentimes criticized Michaels and his efforts. That's Maurice Carthen. He's stacked up for little or no gain. Among others, Ray Bentley, the right inside linebacker on the stop. Offensively, New Jersey sets up shop this way. Ron Reeves will be the quarterback. And it will be up front Kent Hull at center, Vince Stroth and Wayne Harris the guards, Don Maggs and Tony Osborne will be the tackles. Osborne pressed into duty for the injured Doug Mackey. The tight end is Sam Bowers. We'll set the receivers and setbacks in a moment. Walker up to about the 10-yard line where he's 3 yards shy of a first down. The receivers are Walter Broughton and Clarence Collins, and Walker and Carthen are the setbacks for Reeves. Defensively, Oakland looks this way. Tim Moore will be the nose tackle. Doug Holly and Monty Bennett will be the ends in the 3-man alignment up front. Ed Smith and David Shaw are the linebackers, with Gary Plummer and Ray Bentley the linebackers inside. Eric Martin and Vito McKeever are the corners. David Greenwood and John Sullivan the safeties. 3rd down and 3, New Jersey. Give it to Herschel, and he's close, but perhaps not close enough.
It's going to be about a yard short, Tim. The one thing that the Invaders must do when they're defending Herschel Walker is they must have either the backside linebacker or the backside defensive end away from where he's running to take care of the cutback. Because if you notice, Herschel gets an awful lot of yardage. When the hole is not there, he'll cut back into the inside.
He has rewritten the record books in this 3-year-old league. Partridge to punt it away from his patio, and the rush was on. Fair catch is being called for and taken in by Sean Faulkner. So it will be 1st down and 10 for the Invaders, and they'll have outstanding field position by virtue of the Pegues mistake at the game's outset. Charlie Sumner, all those years with Al Davis, finally got his shot as the head coach, and his defensive expertise has been shown. Now, offensively, it is Bobby Hebert, quarterback. Up front, Jim Leonard will be the center. Tracy Franz and Jeff Wisco will be the guards. Ray Penny, who spent some time in the NFL, as all of you know, will be at one tackle. Dale Markham will be the other. Posen is the tight end. Banks and Holloway are in the game now, though, offensively, along with Anthony Carter as the other wideout. 1st and 10, Oakland. Hebert in a bit of trouble. Buys some time, and it's taken in by John Williams.
Tim, I'll tell you something. Hebert did a great job of just getting away from the rush, but John Williams is the man that makes the play because he sees Hebert in trouble and not staying downfield. You see Hebert is going to break back to the outside. Is that Lockett? I think it is on rushing there. Hebert gets through. But when he sets up the throw, John Williams, instead of waiting downfield, comes back to the ball. Almost overruns the football, but as he's coming back, he leaves the defense behind him. Look at John Williams. He had to jump for the ball. That's Joyce, number 47. They're making the tackle, but it's a 1st down.
At the 30. Just underway, 1st quarter from Oakland. Williams burrows his way to about the 27-yard line. Byrne made the stop. Jim Byrne, the right defensive end. Bentley and Williams will be the running backs behind Bobby Hebert. Now, defensively, New Jersey, they've been injury-riddled a bit. Tom Woodland will be the starting nose tackle. That's the third starting nose tackle they've had in as many weeks. Jim Byrne and James Lockett will be the defensive ends. Kyle Borland and John Miller, the outside linebackers. John Joyce and Maurice Clemens will be the other inside. And Jerry Holmes and Kerry Justin the corners. Preston and Johnson the safety. Bentley's got it and has some room to the 13-yard line for another first down.
What a great block by Williams. He blocked his block on Leopold, number 53, just kicks Leopold to the outside. The man is Bentley carrying the ball. Williams, you'll see him at the top on the left-hand side of your screen. Watch this block. There is Leopold going to the outside. Bentley just cuts back inside. He can't believe how wide open he is. Makes a good move, cuts back inside. They're at almost the 13-yard line. Beautiful play.
We should mention Bobby Leopold has been ailing of late with a left knee. He does get the starting nod tonight over John Miller at that outside linebacking position. First and 10 at the 13 for Oakland. Williams behind Bentley and company to about the 8-yard line. Kyle Borland along with Kerry Justin, James Lockett all in there to polish up on John Williams. And he leads the Invaders, yes, but they were really expecting more yardage from him coming into this year.
But Albert Bentley is taking up the slack, and he has done such a great job. And it's interesting because usually when they get inside, the 10-yard line or the 20-yard line, they take Williams and Bentley out, and they put Newton and Jordan in.
Second down and 5 yards to go. Williams, touchdown.
Tim, he runs right over Johnson, number 27. Just take a look at it. It's a quick trap right up the middle. Bentley goes to the outside, the fake, and here comes Johnson in to make the tackle. You can forget about that, Jazz. He's already in the end zone. That's 6 points. Great run. But the hole was there, the offensive line. You've got to credit the offensive line, but just taking everybody down.
So one of the more physical kickers in the United States Football League, at least for tonight, Novo Bojovic Enzu, tack on his 35th consecutive extra point. So the Oakland Invaders, making good use of field position, have a 7-0 lead in their quest for the West. Eastern and Western Conference powers, and look how similar they are in all of these categories. It really is a mirror image, these two teams.
The only thing you have to look at, Tim, is the bottom line. Yep. Take a look at it. 408 to 383 as far as points are concerned.
Our score is 7-0 here at the Oakland Alameda County Stadium.
Novo, after he kicked off the second time, Tim just stayed there and didn't move. Look at him. He wants the fans to cheer.
I think he wants a piece of Miller again on this kick. They'll go this time to Danny Knight at his goal line. Danny Knight carries a few Invaders with him up to about the 30-yard line. Carl Sullivan made the stop. Now, take a look again at the power surge up front by this offensive forward wall.
Take a look at Leonard Wiska and Franzo. The guard and the two guards in the center block very well, and then Williams just runs over Johnson, and it's all over. Good blocking up front. Like it.
So New Jersey had a chance to start at its 43, but then had to begin at its 3, had to punt it away, and the Invaders made good use of that mistake by Pegues. Here they are now with good field position and with a good runner with possession. And there he goes, making about 4 when he should have lost about 4.
You know the problem? Remember I told you about the cutback man has to be there? Monty Bennett, number 91, did not stay at home. Now, Maurice Carthen first is coming to the outside, and he is going to miss the block on Smith, I believe, as a linebacker. He falls down. All right, but when they cut back, you see 91 there, Monty Bennett? He's the other defensive end. If he stays home, it's a 5-yard loss. But it turns out to be a 3-yard gain.
Bennett, who is second on the team at sacks, known for his pass rushing capability. And that time he got burned a bit on a running play. Second down at 6, and Walker about a yard, and that's all. The linebacker, Ray Bentley, was over to make the stop. Third-year player out of Central Michigan.
Tim, see, there's a difference in that play. That time, they were stringing it out to the outside. Shaw was over there, number 58, the linebacker. Bennett was there. And no place for Herschel to cut back. And when he tries to turn upfield, there's Bentley to make the tackle.
Walker, Pro Football single-season rushing champion. There are those critics, though, and they will mention the asterisk, and Walker is well aware of that. Third down and 5. Reeves finds his man, and that's Bowers. And usually, when you have to do an ad-lib job as a quarterback in the general offense, it's Bowers that winds up with the ball ultimately.
Reeves had excellent protection. Take a look at the offensive line now. They're turning everything to the outside. There is the pocket where Reeves is. All of a sudden, he doesn't see anyone open, so he moves back to the outside. Sullivan, they had a blitz by the safety. He finds Bowers, picks up the first down. Heads-up play by the quarterback and the tight end. All right, here it comes right now. Take a look at. There's Bennett, 91. He's being blocked to the outside, but Reeves sees him out of the corner of his eye. When he goes to the outside, he's open to find his man. Perfect.
First and 10, New Jersey, in Invader territory at the 45. Play fake. And the pass is taken in by Bowers again. He weaves his way down to the 25-yard line. Sudden Sam Bowers out of Fordham. Really a surprise story in this league. Any other, really. He is one of the finer tight ends you'll find in this league, though they throw a few times. It's Bowers that's on the receiving end for most of their possession passes.
And when you look at their offense, he leads the team in receptions with 25 going. I don't know if that's up to date or not, just going into this game. Very many.
You're right. There's Maggs, Don Maggs, Wayne Harris, two fine offensive linemen on the right side of Reeves. First and 10 for the Generals. Walker up the gut for about 3. Vaughn made the stop. Reuben Vaughn, the nose tackle who just came in for Tim Moore out of Colorado. Second and 7 coming up.
All right, Palmer, Bentley, and Moore. Now take a look at the triangle. Now, here comes Bentley, and that's Hall at center blocking on him. Excuse me, that's Lapham is playing center 62. And Vaughn gets rid of this block and moves in and makes the tackle. But you understand, Herschel still picks up 3 yards. Now they know he's going to carry the football.
At the 20-yard line. Clarence Collins at the bottom of your screen, and Walker's in the slot now. And there's a bootleg with the option to throw, and Reeves finally does. Incomplete, intended for Jeff Speck. Backup tight end. And when he gets in the game, he sometimes catches the football. They really like to throw to that tight end.
Reeves that time, had he tucked the ball in, might have been able to run for the first down, but he had Speck downfield, and he also had Broughton downfield, number 85. And the way he threw the ball, I don't know. It's your guess. It was a good guess.
Third down and 7 yards to go. Look at these crazy lines. And we now have 5 defensive backs in the game for Oakland. Oliver Davis has come in. Reeves gets a look at the nickel and gives it to Carson, and it's nothing doing. And Monty Bennett stayed at home this time on a running play. Made it count.
Oh, that was a great play by Monty Bennett. Look for that quick draw. Number 91, Bennett just sat there and waited on it. Tried to run a play-action pass. Didn't work.
He led the Invaders with sacks last year. Spent some time in the National Football League with the New Orleans Saints, Monty Bennett did. It's field goal time now for Ruzick. Roger Ruzick in the game. They'll spot it right at the 30. It will be a 40-yard attempt. Partridge to hold. It's true. Midway in the first quarter, the New Jersey Generals come right back. The Invaders lead it by a score of 7-3. In just a moment. The Oakland Invaders lead the New Jersey Generals by a score of 7-3. Tim Brando and Paul McGuire with you. There's Roger Ruzick, the happy kicker for now of the Generals. They've had some good fortune on special teams dating back to that win they had against Tampa Bay.
They play excellent. This team, the New Jersey Generals, came so far this year, Tim. They've done so well, and their special teams, you've got to attribute it to them. Some of it, anyway.
Yep. Eric Jordan is back deep, along with Gordon Banks. Jordan at the 8. Plenty of room. He could have gone farther, it appeared. He got up to the 27-yard line. For right now, it's an even battle between these two teams, though the Invaders lead by 4. Roger Twyble and Mike Hafner will be there for that game here on ESPN. A game Houston desperately needs, not only for positioning, but just for a playoff spot against the Gunslingers.
Yeah, the Gunslingers have a great defense. They're not playing well on offense, but they do play well on defense.
Here, 5:27 left first quarter, 7-3 Oakland. Williams in motion. Hebert at the 49-yard line. It's Holloway that makes the grab. Boy, was he nailed by Gregory Johnson.
Well, they had 3 wide receivers in the game, and they put Williams in motion. And just take a look at down the middle of the field. They're not covering. The linebackers don't get deep enough. Johnson makes the play, but Derek Holloway, the big man, catches the ball, brings it to the 50. First down.
AC's closest friend, Anthony Carter, and he very, very close. This is a close-knit group, receiving crew for the Oakland Invaders. Mike Schumann is coming to the game now for Oakland. And Hebert on 1st and 10 goes to Carter.
He beat Holmes and Preston. They had a double coverage, and Hebert read it and threw it in the middle of the zone. You're going to see Holmes, number 37, is going to be short, but what Anthony Carter does so well, he knows where the out of bounds is. Watch, he's beyond Holmes. Preston never gets there. He gets his feet in bounds. He says, I'm not going to take a lick. There's no reason to, because Preston's there. Just a great throw and a great catch.
They make it look so effortless as well, both Hebert and Carter.
Just remember now, in that first drive that they had, Tim, that they ran the ball quite a bit. And when you do that, it loosens up the defense.
At the 19-yard line, 1st and 10 for Oakland. They're up 7-3 first quarter. Bentley. Markers are down, and so is Bentley at the 15. Bobby Leopold, the first to make contact, along with Gregory Johnson.
You might have holding on the center. Number 63, Leonard.
Number 63.
Boy, what vision. You're right.
Well, it's a lot easier up here, Tim. It seems like we're doing a great job, but when the flag hits the center of the head, that's a great guess.
Yeah, you don't have to be a lip syncer to figure it out. That'll back them up to the 28-yard line.
And that puts them in a position that New Jersey really, they don't want them in, and that's the throwing down.
Schumann is in the game. Both he and Banks are split to one side of the field. There they are at the top of your screen. 1st and 20. Hebert. Now the outlet pattern for Bentley was there, but there were a few linebackers in the general vicinity of Bentley.
If he gets the ball to Bentley, he might have had some running room, but Lockett, number 96, is on Markham, number 72. And watch this. Who do you think wins this one? I'm going to give it to Lockett, and I'll give the holding to Markham, because he almost ripped his shoulder pad off. But Hebert did flick the ball out to Bentley. Had Bentley caught the ball, he might have picked up 6 or 7 yards.
James Lockett out of Missouri. Come on strong in the latter part of this year and has been a stabilizing force in that defensive forward wall. 2nd down and 20. Holloway is in the game now, along with Carter, and Hebert is looking for one or both. He finds Carter at the 10 and down at the 8. First down and goal, and Jerry Holmes is beside himself because Carter was that wide open.
Well, the thing about it is that Hebert has so much time, and when you have that much time, Anthony Carter's going to get open, either he or Holloway or Banks. But look, he cuts back inside. There's Joyce, and he just sets up. He sees Joyce going in. Holmes let him go. And then the thing what Anthony Carter does so well, he's not a big man, but he picks up the yardage. He picks up the first down. Look at Holmes. Holmes is saying, I had him, and then I had to let him go.
First down and goal at the 8. Oakland has had no problem moving against the Generals' defense. One of the better defenses you'll find in the Eastern Conference. Walker's not the only show in East Rutherford. There's Williams. Oh, so close. They'll rule him out of bounds at about the 3-yard line.
Oh, what a great block by Ray Penny, number 74, the left offensive tackle for Oakland. He just sealed the inside, and when he did that, Williams had room to go. Penny is on the outside. Now, he's just going to seal. Now, watch, you'll see 74 turn. When he turns, Bentley gets hooked up in there. He's holding Leopold, brings him down to the ground. A lot of holding going on. It's good if you don't get caught. When he does that, Williams gets to the outside, and we got second down at the 2.
And everybody up front for New Jersey. John Williams again, and he's in. John Williams scores the touchdown. We do have markers down, though. So John Williams did get in, and Bobby Hebert.
Holmes is making the stop.
Boy, he knew it, didn't he?
It was on Wiska. Jeff Wiska was holding in the line. They could have called holding that the last play on Penny. They didn't do that. Now here they're back into a situation again where you're going to force the Invaders to throw the football.
And the ball is now moved back to about the 12-yard line.
Okay, Banks comes in, Carter's in. Bentley is in, Williams is in, and do they have, I don't know if they have the third wide receiver in there or not. I can't see it. If it is, it'll probably be Holloway.
Only one setback. Nope. No, there's 2 of them. There are 2 of them in there. And it is Banks at the top of your screen, though one of those setbacks moves into a slot. That's Williams.
So you've got Banks 1-on-1 on the top side with Justin.
Hebert looking for Carter. Carter says, where's the flag?
Holmes was there. Holmes was on him. Carter almost makes the catch on a continuous effort play. Now watch. Here goes Carter. He sees the inside help, but the ball pops up. Now watch the concentration of Anthony Carter. He's there, almost makes the catch. Armstrong, if he does not hit him in the head, Anthony Carter's going to make that play. But Armstrong's the man that knocks the ball away. Watch this right here. He'll hit Anthony Carter in the head, distracts him. Otherwise, I think Anthony might have had it.
So the Invaders, after moving within 2 yards of their second touchdown, now face a 3rd down and goal at the 12, and they're batting about 40% in this situation. Derek Holloway in the game, along with Banks. That's Banks in motion. Hebert has a lot of terrain in front of him. He finally throws it, and it's picked off by Holmes, and the end zone markers are down, and Hebert was over the line of scrimmage when he threw it anyway.
I don't understand. You don't make, and this is a dumb throw.
Carter, the intended
Believe me, it's a dumb throw.
Holmes
First of all, you have all the room to run, Tim, and he might have been able to get the ball close to the goal line. But the worst part about it is you do not throw the ball clear across field into all that traffic. There is no reason to throw the ball there. Take a look now. Hebert is forced out of the pocket. Okay, Lockett is chasing him. Look at downfield. He has all the room. You can see the end zone. If he runs with the ball, he may be able to make it. Lockett's the only man chasing him. But look where he throws the ball. Some 40-some yards across field to a man that's double covered. Holmes makes the interception. Good play by the defense.
So the Generals dodge a bullet. Holmes with the interception. They're down 7-3. Tim Brando along with Paul McGuire here in Oakland. The Invaders are leading by a score of 7-3. Reeves, Collins, out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. Clarence Collins, the recipient, and it's a first down. We have continual updates all evening long on the Memphis-Jacksonville game. They've got big doings going on at the Liberty Bowl. Let's go there now.
Thank you very much, Tim Brando. Welcome to the Liberty Bowl, everybody. I'm Dave Reed, along with Don Gaffney. Memphis on the drive. Mike Kelly rolling to the right. Can he turn the corner? Yes, touchdown.
Dave. That was a great call. And generally, this is what you like to see when you're used to seeing when Walker Lewis is in the game for Memphis. Mike Kelly, you see here doing the replay, he just rolls out. This was really designed to be a rush. You see the blocking out front. Kelly makes a good cut there. Good block by Tom McGriffin, gets in the end zone. Big play from Memphis. The conclusion of a great drive.
Alan Duncan on to boot the PAT through. That's the first score of the ball game. Snap, spot. Kick it through the uprights and good. Showboats culminate an 80-yard drive with 13 minutes, 43 seconds to go in the football game. Up to this point, Don Gaffney, it had been pretty much a story of defense. Both these teams had been unable to move the football.
Well, both teams were filling each other out pretty much, Dave. And Memphis, of course, has really sort of opened things up pretty good here.
Let's go back to Tim Brando.
All right, Dave Reed, thank you very much. Just in time. As we go to Memphis, they get the touchdown, and while we were away, all that happened was a holding call against New Jersey. One play. They did pick up 5 on a running play afterwards, so now it's second down and 10 yards to go for the Generals at their own 33-yard line. They trail 7-3. Speck gets it on the end around. And right there waiting for him, Ray Bentley. That play took a long time in development.
And the linebacker Bentley was not fooled, but the man Strothcott, number 66, the offensive guard, gets back to the outside and gets a great block. And it looked like he was going to go for a long way with Speck, and all of a sudden Bentley shut it down for no gain.
30 seconds now are left in the first quarter. Angelo Snipes has now come in defensively for the Invaders at a linebacking spot.
Designated pass rusher.
He is showing blitz, isn't he?
Watch screen here.
Reeves. Bowers had it, and then he was nailed by Greenwood. David Greenwood, whose son Dad played for Cleveland in the 50s and 60s, out of Wisconsin.
Greenwood makes a good play. Now watch, Bowers has the ball, but watch Greenwood's left arm. He just reaches in. Bowers never had control of the football, just reached in and slapped the ball away. I don't know if that had been a first down or not anyway.
Partridge will punt it away. One time thus far for 37 yards. Sean Faulkner back deep. Sure-handed Sean Faulkner. But it's Banks that's with him that gathers it in. He's going backwards, but finding his way, and there he goes.
Oh, what a great block by Snipes. Oh, excuse me, not Snipes, Shaw.
Markers are down.
David Shaw got in front of Partridge, the punter, and just buried him as Gordon Banks went in for the touchdown. But are they going to call this thing back? They don't look too happy.
No, they are. They're going to call it back.
Personal foul on the run back.
Is that on McClanahan McClanahan number 57?
Yep. Randy McClanahan, the guilty party. Here's the run again.
I thought Gordon Banks was going to go the wrong way. Now watch, he turns and goes back to his right, and says, wait a minute, too many white shirts there. Let's go this way for a while. And he's going to get some excellent blocking. And when he makes the turn, and then in front of him is going to be number 58, David Shaw. And Shaw makes an outstanding block. Here comes Shaw, and now watch as Partridge goes. He just buries him. He locks him up, and that's a takedown and a pin. And a touchdown, but they're going to... Now what? At the end of the quarter, they're going to call it back.
Shaw got the 3 count, but Oakland didn't come away with 7 or 6. And Banks is unhappy about it. It's 7-3. Oakland leading New Jersey.
Get ready, New York, for the first title game to come your way in 20 years. The championship of the USFL. Sunday, July 14th, the United States Football League will crown its champion beginning at 8 p.m. at the Meadowlands. This is your chance to see football at its best. Tickets are available at the Meadowlands box office and all Ticketron outlets.
There's Randy McClanahan, the 9-year veteran from Southwest Louisiana, the guilty party. And while we were away, Partridge left the game off that block by Shaw. So apparently he's injured and he's gone into the dressing room. We'll get an update on his condition and pass it along to you as soon as we can. On first down, there's AC again. Carter has a first down to the 40-yard line, and it takes about 3 or 4 guys to finally corral him.
Well, what they're looking for on the boo over there is because Johnson, number 32, as he caught the ball, caught him with a, not with a forearm, but kind of a clothesline with the arm. This is a great pass. Hebert reads it, hits Carter. Now watch this. You see that little shot there in the face mask? But that's legal. Now they punch his head a little bit. That's not legal.
Freddie Gilbert got in on it, too. He said, give me some room.
New Jersey, it's interesting. They're going with 5 defensive backs, 2 linebackers, 4 down linemen.
Anthony Carter, he's set all kinds of records. And another one right there. Gordon Banks to the 33 in front of Johnson. Gregory Johnson made the hit. There again is the very warm right arm of Hebert. When he's hot, and when he's cold, he's cold.
And they got a 4 down lineman rush and 5 defensive backs, and Gordon Banks still gets in. Now look at Hebert. He looks off to his left first. Then he sees Gordon Banks breaking towards the post in the middle of the field. Let's fly, and look where this pass is. It's right on target, perfect. The linebackers can't get there. Here comes Johnson to make the tackle. An interesting thing. Johnson 27, Preston 25, the New Jersey Generals defensive secondary, are the leading tacklers on this team. So that tells you a little bit about the linemen and the linebackers.
Banks has caught a pass in every game in the United States Football League, and it's 1st and 10 at the 31. Williams bounces off one would-be tackler. That was Mattias, but it was Gilbert that finally made the hit. Gain of a yard or 2, perhaps. Well, they won't give him any gain at all. In fact, he might have lost a yard. 2nd down and 11 coming up as they mark it now at the 32.
The Invaders now go to their regular offense. Cozen comes in, and Banks goes off the field, so they've got Holloway and Carter, the wide receivers. I'd like to be a tight end on this team, the Invaders. They never throw it.
Almost like being in the run and shoot where they don't have a tight end. 2nd and 11, and Hebert again goes up top. And there's Cozen, right on cue, right, Paul? Inside the 15 to the 13-yard line.
Don't ignore the tight end, even though you don't throw to him. Only maybe a dozen or so times in a ball game. But Cozen fakes like he's going to the outside. And watch, everybody's so worried about Holloway and Carter that they leave the tight end alone. And when you do that, he'll break back to the inside. Preston is the safety. And you can see Armstrong, number 32, the other safety, didn't even think about Cozen catching the football. He was watching Williams coming out of the backfield.
We're in the 2nd quarter. There are Cozen's numbers. Shallow though they are. With 11:25 left 2nd quarter, the Invaders marching again. And there goes Williams inside the 5 to the 1. Freddie Gilbert, along with John Preston, finally bulldogged him inside the 5.
I think Williams isn't powerful. Watch Johnson, number 27, try to arm tackle him. Here's the play. They come up into the inside. Newton is in there blocking. Joyce is blocked. Now watch Johnson. Watch this here. One hand. You think you're going to stop him? You can forget about that, Jack. He's going to throw you away. He gets some help from Preston, downfield, also from Gilbert, and they're down at the 1-yard line. I can promise you one thing, Tim. They are not going to throw.
Now with Bentley and Williams, you wouldn't think. It's 1st down. Bentley, touchdown. Robert Bentley, who scored that vital touchdown for Miami, you might recall, for the national championship, does it here.
They go to Penny's side, but John Williams, number 43, outstanding block right there at the corner on Holmes. When he does that, Bentley gets into the end zone. John Williams stayed with Holmes all the way through and took him into the end zone. Take a look on the right-hand side of your screen. You may be able to see it. See Holmes, 43? Now watch. You see Bentley going in. But look at Williams, 43 on Holmes. Takes him right past him in the end zone. That's staying with your man.
Fred Pisano will hold as Boyovich is in for the extra point. The Oakland Invaders, who denied themselves an opportunity for an 11-point lead, cash in this time, and they lead it now 14-3. Tim Brando and Paul McGuire with you. The Oakland Invaders going for the Western Conference Championship, lead it 14-3. 10:24 left, second quarter, and Pegues takes it in. And he's nailed at the 15, and there to get him, Oliver Davis. So the Generals come back with cause. They're down by 11. We'll return in just a moment. Be with us for all of that. Herschel Walker gets about 3 yards. We do have markers down. Over to make the stop for Oakland was Doug Holly, the defensive end on the right side. He, along with David Shaw, the linebacker.
Number 78, offense.
A lot of holding. Yeah, and they caught Tony Osborne. Pressed into duty because of a gastrointestinal problem that Doug Mackey's been having the last couple of weeks.
Look on the left-hand side of your screen. It'll be the left tackle. You're seeing the guards in the center coming down right there, number 78, and just tackled Holly. And when he did that, they threw the flag. Good call by the official, right on top of it.
First down and 16. Now the ball nestled closely to the Generals' patio at the 7th. Walker, the 15, and out to about the 19-yard line before Greenwood got the Purple Heart, tackling Walker one-on-one in the open field.
It's got to be a sick feeling. But Hall, Stroth, and Harris right in the center. Those are the men that really block well. Here comes Herschel. Carthen comes out and blocks outside. He really doesn't have to, but the blocking is done right in the middle. And there is Greenwood, also Sullivan. Sullivan is the man that really took the blow.
Yep.
And did he ever.
Herschel Walker, 3 times the USFL Player of the Week. He's having to earn his yards tonight. That was his longest gain of the night right there. Nearly matched at that time, though. He got it out to about the 25-yard line. Sullivan again made the stop. Second-year player out of Cal. 6'1", 190 against Herschel's load of 6'1" and 230.
You see Sullivan walking in? I'll tell you in a second.
All right, continual updates from Memphis. Dave Reed and Don Gaffney have an update from the Liberty Bowl in Memphis, Tennessee.
Thank you very much, Tim Brando. 7 minutes, 19 seconds to go in the second quarter. The Showboats have taken a 10-0 lead over the Jacksonville Bulls. Jacksonville guilty of the infraction on the kickoff. So far, it has been a situation of Memphis being able to chip away at the Jacksonville defense. 2 extended drives, one of 80 yards, now one of 50 yards, Don Gaffney. Here's the field goal from Alan Duncan.
Right, this is a very important field goal from Memphis' standpoint because it gives them that 10-point cushion. But more than that, for Jacksonville, they were successful in keeping Memphis out of the end zone to keep that ball to 10 points.
Jacksonville's deep in their own territory. 7:19 to go in the second. Let's go back to Oakland and say hello to Tim Brando. Tim?
All right, Dave, hello to you as well. Here the Generals have a 1st and 10 after a running play by Herschel Walker that netted a couple of yards. And it's Reeves looking to throw and finding again Carthen coming out of the backfield. It was David Shaw that was with him, the linebacker on the outside, pushing him out of bounds. It is a big, big week in the United States Football League. Last night, of course, Denver was dealt quite a blow, and today Baltimore gave it all to Orlando. Look at that, 41-10. Birmingham leading Tampa Bay first quarter 7-0. Arizona still with an outside shot in the West with 9 losses. They're leading Los Angeles by a score of 6-3. Of course, Frank Cush's team needs a lot of help.
You can bet on that.
Second down and 5 yards to go now for the Generals. At the 33-yard line. Herschel Walker about a yard away from the first down. Bennett and Plummer both in on the stop.
You know, we talked about it, Tim, in the opening of what New Jersey had to do defensively, the secondary trying to cover Banks and Gordon and Carter. That they have not been able to do. This score could be 21-3 had Hebert not thrown the ball away. On the other hand, we said that the defense is the #1 rushing defense. The Oakland Invaders in the USFL must slow down or stop Herschel Walker. So far, they have done that.
6 minutes are left second quarter. Speck is in the game. He's in the slot right in the blocking position there. It's a play fake, and Speck is running a pass route. It's Bowers, though, the other tight end, that gets it. And he does have the first down at the 45-yard line. So they went with a twin tight end look, and it did work out for them.
Ran a play-action pass. They figured Herschel's going to carry the ball. And he gets to the outside. Smith, the linebacker, was there with Reeves, but Bowers gets the ball, holds onto it, gets both feet down in bounds, and that's the important thing. They pick up the first down. Good play. I like the call. Gutsy call.
There were those that believed that Ron Reeves would hurt the Generals in terms of maneuverability, and after having seen him a couple of weeks in a row, he can get around back there.
You bet he can.
At the 44, New Jersey in its own territory and trailing by 11. Walker, and he has room this time. Down to the 38-yard line, and it was Martin that made the stop. Derek Martin, the cornerback out of San Jose State.
Well, Plummer and Bentley, the inside linebackers, get caught up. Number 51, you're going to see it. Carthen gets a good block, but Plummer gets caught up. Look at Carthen. He blocks to the outside, and I got to believe that Derek Martin might have saved the touchdown right here. Here comes Greenwood, but Herschel was on his way cutting back. Now, take a look at Plummer, number 51. See, he steps up to the inside. When he did that, he runs into his own man, takes himself out of the play. He can't help. He's got to slide along the line of scrimmage.
They mark it at the 38. Vaughn makes the stop so quickly of Carthen. Not much of anything picked up that time. Herschel Walker on the sidelines, playing the role of spectator, but only briefly.
Tim, one thing that you have to do against this offense, you know that Herschel Walker is going to carry the ball anywhere between 25 and 35 times in a ball game, in any given ball game. Of course, they're behind, they might have to throw. But they give the ball to Carthen a dozen times or so. There must be a man designated to take Carthen on any of those fakes that they make to him.
Clarence Harmon is in the game. This is the most prolific rushing team in the USFL, and it's Reeves that will do the rushing this time. Down to about the 32-yard line before being knocked out of bounds by Ray Bentley. There's Reeves. He was drafted as a baseball player, a 10th-round pick as you look at his numbers so far. He was a 10th-round NFL choice by the Oilers and wound up playing with the Montreal Concord of the CFL and then made his way over to Denver and then later was traded to the Blitz before the Generals picked him up. But they got rid of Bradley to pick up Reeves before the season got underway. So Walt Michaels had Reeves in mind as a backup long before the season got underway and long before Flutie was hurt.
Exactly, and he's got a good arm. He's got a very good arm, and we're seeing some mobility by him also.
3rd and 3. Speaking of mobility, there it is again, and it's picked off. McKeever, Vito McKeever's got out. It's Reeves that has the only shot, and he's gone, and it's a touchdown coming for Oakland.
We talked about Reeves. He's got a good arm. That time he had David Greenwood, who's on a safety blitz, had him around the ankles. He just tried to dump the ball. You see Greenwood there. This is not a good pass. Vito McKeever just steps up right there, makes the interception. When he cuts back, he's going to have a wide open field. He gets some blocking. Now you turn defense into offense. Carl Sullivan is going to be the man that's going to run over Reeves, and Reeves turns his back. This is not a clip. He's going to turn his back. Vito McKeever cuts back inside. That's a touchdown. I know that Reeves was looking for a flag, but no way on that play. Not when you turn your back on the defensive man.
And Boyovich's kick is blocked. Oh, remember that one. Log that in your memory bank. It's now 20-3. Here's another look.
All right, Greenwood on his feet. Now, you're off balance. You can't get yourself set. There's just no place to throw. He's trying to throw to Harmon 38. Vito McKeever is at the sideline. What a great move he makes here to break back. When he does that, he gets excellent blocking. Speck can't get him. Once he loses Speck, there's not a soul going to touch him. Carl Sullivan, 96, is going to be downfield, but you're going to see where Reeves turns his back. Watch him turn. And when he gets his back in a way, that is not a clip. And I said you don't turn your back on the defense. The defense became offense, so he's turned his back on the offense.
Well, now, if you're a quarterback and you have one already hurt, you go ahead and turn your back.
That's right.
It's now 20-3, Oakland. An enjoyable night on Monday, inside baseball, and then the gamblers and gunslingers go at it in the Lone Star State. Here, the Oakland Invaders moving so closely to the Western Conference Championship. Boyovich's kick is returned by Pegues beyond the 20 to about the 25-yard line. So it's now 20-3, but the battle in the East between Memphis and Jacksonville. We've got an update from Dave Reed and Don Gaffney, who are standing by. Let's go to Dave now.
Thank you very much, Tim Brando. Memphis out in front 10-0 and knocking on the door once again. 1st and 10 on the 11-yard line of Jacksonville. Kelly gives off to Anthony Parker, and Parker inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line before Van Jakes makes the stop.
Memphis doesn't appear to be in any hurry to make anything happen here, Dave. They're content with controlling the ball and running that clock and just sort of pounding away. Using Parker, using Spencer, and they really haven't gone deep, perhaps only once tonight. So it's obvious Pepper Rogers just wants to prepare his team and just sort of control things here.
They pull out the tight end and they go with the 3 wideouts as Gerald Bradley comes in for Mark Rao, the tight end. Kelly looking at 2nd and 6 to the goal line. Kelly looking left, firing down. He's got a man, and that's Gerald Bradley, the man that just got into the football game. Chester G, the free safety, makes the stop. Bradley has his 2nd reception on the night and his 6th on the year, all within the last 2 weeks.
See the replay here. Kelly sets up. All Bradley did was turn in and turn out, and it looked like he was going to get an end zone. Chester G comes over and makes a great tackle, actually a scoring-saving tackle.
So now you got yourself a situation. They're going to bring in the big guys. Spencer comes back in. The tight ends come back in. So apparently they're going to try and run this thing or bootleg.
Well, you got to ask, with Walter Lewis in the lineup, there's no question what probably will come in this type of situation. But Kelly, don't be surprised if they bootleg.
Kelly. Parker, touchdown, Memphis.
That's the easy way.
They went right over the ex-St. Louis Cardinal, Louise Sharp, once again, the big 260-pounder out of UCLA, and found a huge hole.
They have been extremely successful on the left side of the night. Here's the replay. And you see Louise Sharp there. Just sort of cleans everything out. Parker does a good job of running. Actually let the ball go after he got in the end zone. But the Showboats are beginning to smell playoff, I believe, Dave.
They can clinch a playoff spot with a victory this evening. Alan Duncan in to try the PAT for Memphis. And he puts it through. So with 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go, Memphis has taken charge out in front of Jacksonville, 17-0, completing a 34-yard drive. And ever since the first 5 minutes of the first quarter, it has been all Memphis Showboats. Jacksonville's going to have a tough time coming back from. We'll take a break with Memphis out front, 17-0.
Back here in Oakland, the New Jersey Generals on their last possession wound up getting nothing. They had to punt the ball away after a couple of running plays and a pass that was broken up by Shaw. Now the Invaders have it, and here's a crowd, a better than usual crowd here in Oakland, and I would assume it's because Herschel's here. Paul.
Yeah, isn't that a shame? You're looking at the Oakland Invaders, and Oakland has always been known for their crowds. They have not really had help from the Chamber of Commerce and the people in Oakland. I know I might get in trouble for this, but they really have not had support. And I think the reason for that is that eminent domain suit that they have against the Oakland Raiders or the LA Raiders. And I'm going to get back to that in just a second.
Hebert finally runs out of time, and he's hit and he's fumbled, and it's Freddie Gilbert with it, and it's a New Jersey. There are no flags.
You talk about turn a game around in a hurry. 20 to 3 in the game, under 2 minutes, and all of a sudden the rush is on. Hebert drops the ball. Freddie Gilbert picks it up, touchdown. That's super defense by New Jersey. They have not been able to move the ball on the ground, nor have they been able to move the ball in the air. But also, Hebert, you get a little complacent because you have a great offensive line, and you believe that there's no way that they're going to get to you. But that's Lockett that knocks the ball down. Gilbert reaches down with that big paw, picks it up, and I'm sorry, nobody's going to catch him. It could be a 20-10 ball game just before the half.
And we only have 1:46 left. We were coming out of the 2-minute warning as we rejoined you after our brief time spent in Memphis. New Jersey has called a timeout now. So we'll come back with the extra point in a moment. Our score now, 20-9, Oakland. It's another Georgia Bulldog that's picking up headlines with the football in hand, though from the defensive side. Gilbert, 31 yards on that touchdown, John, after the fumble. Set up nicely by Lockett's hit. Ruzick, after the timeout, does convert the extra point. And just like that, the Generals are in good shape. And that four-star General is happy. It's 20-10 Oakland now. I got to tell you, Paul, I was there for that, and that's a moment that I'll not soon forget.
We're going to have some response there from Eric Dickerson.
Yeah, and he had some interesting statements to make during the week.
I think you might want to take some of those back.
Details on that and more coming up at halftime with Tom Meaves. Faulkner's got it, and he's up to the 32-yard line, and that's good field position, though there are 1 minute and 41 seconds left. We were talking about the lack of support here in Oakland, and you have to wonder why. The one team they had left them.
Well, you know, and you're looking at an eminent domain thing, the lawsuit against the LA Raiders down at the Oakland Raiders. And I can't remember a crowd under 42,000 in Oakland. And I played here for 11 years and been associated with football for over, 25 years. And when you look at it, if the eminent domain thing survives, you're talking about in the city of Oakland, you're talking about what do they do in San Francisco? Does that mean that they're going to control the Oakland A's, the San Francisco 49ers, the Golden State Warriors, where they can't go anywhere, the town's own teams? I can't understand it. The teams should be able to do whatever they want to do to better themselves. And I think that is one of the main reasons why the people here in Oakland have not supported the Oakland Invaders, even though they made them change their name from Bay City Invaders to the Oakland Invaders.
And the interesting thing about it is they have a team right now that's recognized not only to be competitive in the USFL, but one of the teams that, if a merger did take place a year or two away, would be competitive with National Football League teams.
And I think if you look at the National Football League, if they're going to have a merger, or not a merger, but if they're going to take teams and expand the National Football League, the two areas that they're going to expand would be Oakland because of the support that they had here, and also Baltimore because they snuck out of town. So it's just a shame that this team has to have a guy like Herschel Walker come into town in order for them to get a good crowd when they are probably one of the best, maybe one of the best teams or the best team in the USFL.
John Preston was injured. He got off to the sidelines, though, under most of his own power. And it's now 1st and 10 for Hebert and company at the 31-yard line. They lead it 20-10.
They're not going to sit on it either.
5 receivers out in a pass pattern, and John Joyce may have the interception. I think he does at the 38. And what a catch by Joyce, because he juggled it. And now they're saying, no, it's incomplete.
Are we going to see a red flag? Is it red flag time? John Joyce, now they say no catch. Hebert, when you have all this time, all of a sudden, he had to lead John Williams. He didn't. Look at Joyce. There's the ball. No, the ball hits the ground. No question about it. Don't throw the flag. Walt, because you're going to lose a timeout. I think Walt could see it from that side that the ball did hit the ground. But again, Hebert, all he had to do was lead John Williams. But John Joyce, what a great play. I mean, to stretch out and catch the ball. Try to catch it.
Walt Michael says, well, now, you saw what I saw. Why don't we get it?
But you notice the red flag didn't come up.
Right. Yeah, I'll play by your rules. 2nd down and 10. Holloway goes in motion to the top of your screen. And Hebert throws for Carter, and it's just off his fingertips. Holmes was with him, Jerry Holmes. And Hebert, now this is the quintessential Hebert outing. He's had some great moments, and yet he's made some mistakes that have cost the Invaders.
Gordon Banks that time was sitting down about the 45-yard line in New Jersey wide open, and I don't, he may say something to Hebert when he goes into the huddle. I hope he does, as they come back with their play. Take a look at the turn of events. That fumble for Gilbert for the touchdown, it was 20-3. They had the ball with 2 minutes on a drive. They could have blown this game wide open. New Jersey wouldn't have any part of it.
1:29 is left in the half. Lockett is in the area. Gilbert got a hold of Hebert, and that's what caused the pass to go awry. Williams, along with Holloway, were in the general area, but Hebert was on his back.
And here's, you got to say it, here's a pass you just don't throw. When you're locked up like that, you're inside 2 minutes. You've got a 10-point lead. There's 1 minute 22 seconds left to go on the clock in the first half. Why throw the ball up for grabs? I mean, you're not Superman. When people are around, and, it's tough enough throwing the ball, Tim, when you're set to throw the ball. But when you got people draped all over you, you're off balance. But to throw the ball up in the air like a punt, that's kind of ridiculous.
Danny Knight is back deep. Stan Talley will punt the ball away for Oakland for the first time in this game. What a kick. Boy, he leads the league, and he just exhibited his talent for Danny Knight. Knight beyond the 20 to the 23. And as we mentioned, it is the quest for the West that's underway here. But in Memphis, Tennessee, the half is coming to an end. The Jacksonville Bulls have it. With the update, let's go to Dave Reed and Don Gaffney with the call. Gentlemen, come in.
Thank you, Tim. 16 seconds to go from Memphis, Tennessee in the first half, and Jacksonville is on a move. First down at the Memphis 24-yard line. This drive started 2 minutes ago back at the Jacksonville 15. Ed Luther still in a football game. Dumps it out to Mike Rozier, and Rozier can't handle it.
Rozier is generally an extremely capable receiver. He catches the ball extremely well out of the backfield. That time, the little dink came, and he wasn't prepared for it, and got away from him. It stops the clock with 11 seconds, and you wonder how much real estate he would have picked up had he been able to catch that football, Dave.
Rozier, normally a very fine receiver. He's had 45 receptions on the season, 325 yards, a couple of touchdowns. That's good enough for number 4 on the team. Steve Hammond was back there putting pressure on Ed Luther. 11 seconds to go, and Jacksonville looking at second down. Luther has a man, Perry Kemp, and Kemp, 10, 9, Kemp still on his feet, first down. Now, 3 seconds to go in the half, the clock will stop. Steve Hammond on the stop for Memphis. Now, you're just inside the 3-yard line. Do you kick the field goal? Do you go for the TD? You only got 3 seconds to go. What do you do?
David, just like the situation about a minute and a half ago when the Bulls went for it on 4th down and inches instead of punting. All right, here we go. Luther sets up. Perry Kemp runs and runs a turnout. Now, you see the missed tackle. We alluded to that earlier. 2 receivers missed the tackle, and Kemp almost scored.
Let's go back to Tim Rando.
All right, Dave. While you were away, here in Oakland, it was Herschel Walker set free for a long, long gain. 14 rushes on the game, 117 yards, and here suddenly are the New Jersey Generals in position to score and make it an even closer game. At the 20-yard line now. First down. Reeves, incomplete, intended for Broughton. Let's go back now to Memphis, Tennessee, and Dave Reed for an update.
Brian Franco has just missed a 21-yard field goal attempt after hitting 13 in a row. He misses from 21 yards, and Jacksonville is turned away, and they are loving it at the Liberty Bowl. If you could pick a kicker in the United States Football League to hit this field goal, Don Gaffney, it would have been Brian Franco, but he missed it left.
You want Brian Franco in this type of situation. He's been extremely consistent all year long. Brian is having what we think is a banner year and probably an all-league year. And to look at the Showboats as the lead is, you think that...
Meanwhile, back here, it is Herschel Walker carrying it down to the 15-yard line. Davis made the stop. Oliver Davis making the stop. Now take a look at this long run by Herschel Walker. You missed this while we were away in Memphis for the exciting finish of that half.
All right, well, look, see where he cuts back. Where are the people in pursuit? When he does that, Vito McKeever is going to be the man that's going to chase and finally catches up to Herschel Walker. But that's the thing he's been doing all year long, is when the hole is not there, Herschel will cut back to the inside. And when he did that, the no pursuit there to stop him. Smith, the linebacker, number 54, missed him, and then Herschel's off and running. The question is, can you hold him down? They did. He's got 117 in the first half.
11 straight, over 100 yards. There's Reeves. Now, something to log in your memory bank is that the Oakland Invaders are a team that when they get on top, generally win. I mean, it's awfully difficult to come from behind and win on the road. But even more so, that's true here in Oakland.
They are, aren't they awesome? What are they? What'd you say, 11-0?
That's right.
Well, they got off to a great start, but the last 3 minutes of this first half, offensively, they have kind of fallen apart. Hebert gets sacked, and the ball pops out. Gilbert gets a touchdown. Now going for a field goal with 9 seconds left to go.
So Partridge will hold. They'll set it down at the 23. It is third down and 5. But with just 9 seconds left, Michaels opts for and receives 3 more. And at this point, you've got to be pleased if you're Michaels to come away with that many and be just a touchdown away when your club really has been dominated in this game.
No question about it. They've just been awesome. They've shut Herschel down. They've done the one thing that they wanted to do. Reeves is not passing the ball well. And the Oakland defense, their defensive line and linebackers, they have been doing an excellent job. Now, the offense gives up a touchdown, and the defense here gives up this 3 points. Of course, on the first drive, the defense gave up the other 3 points. But just take a look. The Invader defense, they have not allowed a 100-yard rusher in 16 games.
But today, it's Herschel Walker with 114, and yet here we talk about how they've done a good job of containing him. Now, that's a statement for Herschel Walker, isn't it?
It really is, and that's why the critics are saying about Herschel, in this league. Bull. I mean, this league is as good as you want it to be, and he's playing against great teams. He got 206 yards, I think it was 206, against Memphis, who's a great defensive football team. So Herschel Walker has done it, and especially one thing you must keep in mind, these are pro players out here that he's playing against. And every single team on defense has devised some sort of way, or tried to stop that man. And they have not been able to do that.
And with Flutie out, you'd think that some linebackers now could cheat a little bit more than they did before, yet he's still getting those yards.
You bet he does.
This should be the last play. Only 4 seconds are left. Sean Faulkner lets it drop, and at the 1-yard line, it's taken in and returned by Eric Jordan, and that will do it. So the New Jersey Generals have been a stubborn crew. The Oakland Invaders do have the lead, but we do have a marker down. That's why the players are remaining on the field. The officials there, Earl Sorgen along with Richard Eichhorst, the head linesman Dale Newhouse, Gaylord Bryan, the line judge, side judge Willie Spencer, all talking about it.
Well, Dixon, number 55, and Clemens, number 59 in New Jersey, they were pushing and shoving. Now, if this is a defensive penalty, and it was offside on the kickoff team, they're going to have to kick it again.
Yeah, they will.
Ladies and gentlemen, there was a marker on the play.
We've had some difficulty with the microphone on the officials, which, by the way, is handled by the Coliseum, not by ESPN. But when you've got an analyst like Paul McGuire who can lip sync, there's no problem. And that was the case that time. I think it's a combination of lip syncing and knowing where the linemen are.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I think one other thing that even though it doesn't come into play here because the clock is out.
Yeah.
For those of you that are watching the USFL for the first time, and there may be some people out there, if this were in regular play on that offside on the kickoff, no, they have to take the penalty. I was going to say if the ball goes out of bounds, then the receiving team has the option of taking it to 30. Which that doesn't come into play here.
That would really give Oakland only one chance for a heave-ho, even if it did. And one more time, it is Eric Jordan, and he stopped at about the same spot, really. So nothing comes from that interlude, though we got a live instant replay. At halftime, we have a little brouhaha going on between the two. Included in that, a few linebackers. The action never stops in the United States Football League. That time it was Angelo Snipes in the middle of a little verbal battle. Tom Mees coming up at halftime, and we'll return in just a few moments. Football, it's Eric Jordan beyond the 30 to the 31-yard line. And so the Bears will have it 1st and 10. And Bobby Hebert, who has scored well in this game and has also thrown a touchdown aerial away and had one picked off, re-enters the game. And it's funny, you know, with receivers like Banks, Holloway, Carter, Williams, and Bentley coming out of the backfield, it really does help you as a quarterback. You've got a lot in your arsenal.
Oh, you certainly do, and it should help the running game, even though the fact that the Invaders have not run the ball well, or that for that many yards. When they ran it well.
Anthony Carter at the bottom of your screen. Banks at the top, and it's Bentley that gets it. And Bentley has about 7 yards up to about the 39-yard line. Frank Mattias made the stop, the nose tackle, out of Holy Cross in his 3rd season.
Tim, the Invaders do something different than most teams. Now, starting the second half, Penny will stay in, Wiska will stay in. Now, take a look at the right side of their offensive line. Franz comes out, Irving goes in, 65, the guards change. Markham comes out, right, the tackle change. So they change the right-hand side of the line, and I'm not sure if they change the center or not. We'll have to take a look.
Walker has more than doubled Oakland's output where the running game is concerned. And it's Bentley that tries to weave his way free, but runs right into Joyce and Mattias, and it's nothing doing. Here's mud in your eye.
And here's he who hesitates is lost.
They'll finally mark it at the 38-yard line, so he was pushed back greatly that time. Bentley, 51 yards shy of 1,000 yards rushing, and they didn't expect that from him. Not coming in. But they have gotten it, and it has meant a great deal to the overall offensive picture here in Oakland.
Well, Monty Bennett just came out of the locker room, and he is a defensive end, so whether he got hurt in there or just getting the equipment changed, we don't know. But he looks like he's all right.
3rd down and 4 for Oakland. Hebert to Bentley. 1st down at the 45. In the grasp of John Preston. Preston from Central State out of Oklahoma. Obscure, but out of obscurity here.
Well, Turner is the center, number 56. You see him backing out. At this point, he really doesn't have anybody to block to. 4-on-4, they're blocking well. Take a look at the offensive line doing well. When the center has no one to block, that means that the 4 offensive linemen, the 2 guards and the 2 tackles, they are doing their job.
Don't forget, throughout this entire second half, we'll have continual updates from the Liberty Bowl in Memphis, Tennessee, as the Showboats are leading the Jacksonville Bulls. They're hopeful of a playoff berth. Play action, and Hebert finds Banks. And there he goes inside the 30 and to the 28-yard line. Gregory Johnson made the stop. Markers are down, and it does appear that they'll tack on a bit more yardage to what was already a very healthy game.
Face mask downfield.
Number 25.
In all defense to Kerry Justin on the outside, he did slip and fall down as Gordon Banks made his turn. You're going to see Hebert throws it out here. He's got a wide open man. And you see Kerry Justin, there he is on the ground. Gordon Banks has it. But what he does with it afterwards, cut back in, can't go any further that way. So let's go back up and pick a few yards. And then there's Preston grabbing the face mask. That turns him all the way around. Is that blatant?
Yeah.
They don't call it blatant.
It's blatant to Banks.
It's only blatant if his neck is severed from the shoulder there.
At the 23. 1st and 10 for the Invaders. Williams with a big hole. All the way down to the 11-yard line, and that's another 1st down for the Invaders. Gregory Johnson, the leading tackler on this team for New Jersey, made the hit.
They go left when they want to run the ball, and they usually go towards Penny. Now, Penny is blocking on Gilbert. Look at him turn Gilbert to the outside. Once you turn to the outside, there's no chance for Gilbert to be in the play. Penny does his job, and I like that little movement that they have with the right or left arm, Tim, when they grab the shoulder pad and hold.
You didn't do any of that early on, did you, in your career?
No.
I didn't think so.
Never held.
Even though they did later put you on defense.
That's where they put me.
Williams. Leopold in hot pursuit along Carey. Justin finally got him, but not before Williams was inside the 5, and markers are down again.
What a great block by Steve Wright, the right tackle. He kicks out. The flow goes back to the inside. Another face mask deal.
Grasping the face mask. Number 26, defense.
Justin.
That'll put 1.5.
So now both Justin and Preston have been guilty of grabbing the face mask here in the third quarter.
That hole was so wide on the outside. Just take a look, and you see Kerry Justin. You can't really see where he grabbed with the face mask, but he did it with his left hand. It was blocked away from the camera, but the official was right on target, and that'll move the ball to the 1.5-yard line. And they're looking at whether it's a first down or not.
Yeah, they could pick up the first down without the touchdown, and they do have it. The Generals are probably saying to themselves, yeah, it's a first down. We don't want to give them an extra down here.
You know how important this drive is. They say all drives are important, and it's not really a key drive. But you were up 20-3, and all of a sudden you give them 10 unanswered points. New Jersey, I'm talking about, at the end of the half, and now all of a sudden you get to kick off in the second half and take the ball almost the length of the field and score. That's important.
Almost unstoppable at home, this Invaders team. Newton gets it. And he's not in. Tom Newton had just come into the game for Bentley, and they're just a foot or so away from the touchdown.
They're going towards Wiska and Ray Penny. And here comes Newton. The question is, does the ball get over the goal line? And from that angle, the answer is no. That's Holmes just stopping his back from leaning in. They're as close as you can. But we have a defensive man down on the field at the goal line for New Jersey.
Tom Newton, you're looking at there, out of California. A number of Bears from California on this team. This Oakland Invader team.
1,500 teenagers
and unable to pick up jersey. I believe it's Gilbert. Maybe Freddie Gilbert.
Remember to be sure to pick up your copies.
We'll check on him, and while we're away, we'll tell you that the Oakland Invaders lead at 20-13, but just a stone's throw away from a 2-touchdown lead. Freddie Gilbert injured, and they're carrying him off the field. That's Dave Lapham there with him on the side nearest us, the identifiable lineman that's helping Gilbert off. That doesn't look good. He has a touchdown in this game off the fumble recovery. Now, though, it's second down and a foot to go for the Invaders. Newton is in the game with Williams behind Hebert. Newton. Okay. Touchdown. On 2 carries, Newton finally gets through. That's more of an embrace with the opposition than I've seen in some time in the end zone.
This is a great, Newton, they're going out to the left side, but the great block comes by John Williams. He blocks his own man, Ray Penny. Watch this on the bottom of the screen. He buried Penny in the end zone. You got to tell the difference between the white shirts and the blue shirts. Here it comes. There's Newton with the ball. Wiska gets out. They just block very well in there. John Joyce coming over the top, but Newton's already in the end zone.
Boyjovic for the extra point. I guess in the film room, if you're the other running back, you say, well, at least I hit somebody, coach. You're supposed to. That's right. Better hit someone than air, even if it's your own guy. There's Newton, the guy that got the touchdown. And right now it's 27-13. Well returned to Oakland. The quest for the West continues. 27-13 our score. Boyjovic to kick off. Danny Knight and Rod Pegues are back deep. Danny Knight takes it in at his goal line. Knight to the 30 and up to the 38-yard line. right. That's the story here, 27-13. How about in Memphis? Here's Dave Reed.
Tim Brando. Memphis has scored on a 60-yard punt return by Derek Crawford to jump out 24-0 in front of Jacksonville. And the state of the football game right now is due to the health of the two football. Jacksonville is not healthy. Memphis is. Look at the return by Crawford.
Crawford just breaks up the middle, Dave. Gets some good block. Cuts to the outside, and there's one man, Mike Whiting, trying to get him. And nobody's left for Larry Swider, the punter, and he's not going to catch Derek Crawford. Crawford shows just how dangerous he is, and that could have been the nail in the coffin, Dave.
Bear in mind that Memphis can clinch a playoff spot with a victory tonight, and they're putting pressure on Ed Luther. Luther, incomplete pass. Let's go to Tim Brando.
Thank you, Dave. Meanwhile, back here, pickup of about 2 or 3 yards on a running play while we were away. It's 27-13. Oakland leading New Jersey. Now, we mentioned what drive it was for Oakland to start with a touchdown, but Walker comes in with his entourage, and they're now down again by a couple of touchdowns. Trying to make something happen here. Walker stopped and in a hurry by Ray Bentley.
They did something a little bit different, the Oakland Invaders. They're playing 3 linebackers in the middle. Bentley, Plummer, and also Smith. I think it's number 54. You see him across? Now watch Bentley. Smith is in the middle. Plummer's there on this side. And Bentley, as soon as he reads, he sees the hole open. Here comes Bentley. There goes Walker. And that's a loss. Great play by the linebacker. Different look defensively, and it worked.
So now it's 3rd down and 11 yards to go with the ball at the 37. McClanahan has come into the game along with Angelo Snipes. The blitz, and Reeves is in trouble, and he's down. It was Vaughn, Reuben Vaughn, the nose tackle, that got to him, but the pressure was coming from Doug Holly outside, and that forced Reeves inside and into the arms of Vaughn.
Angelo Snipes was coming from the outside, and Herschel Walker does a good job picking him up. Now, number 77, Reuben Vaughn, man, is going to make the play. Hall, 58, the center is on him. Look at Vaughn. He gets away, gets over, makes the play. Holly is also there. Beautiful play by the defense.
4th down. Partridge to punt. His longest of the game, 40 yards. Banks takes it.
Wait a minute.
And it's a marker, obviously. John Miller comes away with it.
Donnell Daniels, number 23 of New Jersey, activated for this game. He hits Gordon Banks, Tim, before the ball got there.
Yep. Would have been a daring move for Banks because he obviously should have called for the fair catch. But even still, you have to give him some room.
Well, the back that's back there with Gordon Banks should tell him to fair catch the ball, because he's looking at the ball, not at the player. Now watch the contact. You've got to give him room to catch the football, and here's Donnell Daniels popping Gordon Banks just before the ball gets there. Now who's that? Number 21, Davis, is back there with him. He's the man that should have called and hollered, take a fair catch, because Banks can't see Daniels. I guess he can't.
He absorbed quite a hit. We'll continue with more from Oakland in a moment. It's 27-13.
We're beginning to sound like a broken record here, Timmy, because Memphis out 24-0 is once again knocking on Jacksonville's door. A 35-yard catch by Greg Mosier from Mike Kelly. And the Showboats looking at 2nd and goal from the 2.5-yard line. Kelly dumps it out for a score. Well, they don't call it the Liberty Bowl for nothing. Van Heflin, the 3rd tight end. When you only see him at the goal line position, they fake a little over, and they dump it out to Heflin.
Well, that was a great call. You see the fake here, and Kelly and the running back, and Heflin's wide open. There's not a bull within 5 or 6 yards of Van Heflin, and I tell you, Dave, Memphis is playing on high gear right now.
Alan Duncan is going to have a sore foot before this night is over with. Snap, spot, kick is up to the uprights and good. So with 5 minutes and 4 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, Showboats out front. Let's go to Tim Brando.
All right, Dave, thank you very much. Here, it's 27-13, a holding penalty against Oakland has backed them up. So now it's first down and 20 to go, and Hebert looks for Anthony Carter. He's got it. At the 43.
He beat Holmes, number 37, and Anthony Carter knew that Johnson was there. He was going to get hit. And Hebert just lays this in the middle of the double team. Anthony Carter is down on the sidelines. He took a shot in the shoulder. Now Hebert is looking all the way to Anthony Carter. He sees Holmes up close. Anthony's got him beat. He throws, ducks out of there. He knows the catch is going to be made by Carter if it's in the area. But watch 27 coming across. Johnson. Here's the shot right at the shoulder. Anthony goes out. Great hit by Johnson. But there's a first down there, and he's on the sidelines.
There's a look at Carter being tended to. I'll say one thing about the Generals secondary. They may be burnt, but they will make you pay the price. Both Holmes and Johnson are hitters in the backfield defenders. Our score now, 27-13 here in Oakland. Tim Rando and Paul McGuire will return after this. In week 17, it's always difficult. And there's Freddie Gilbert. He's got a left knee problem, and he won't be back. There he goes off. And there's Anthony Carter, and we'll get an update on his situation as soon as possible and pass it along, but it doesn't look too good for him either right now.
But he's limping with his left leg, and it looked like he got hit up above. Now, whether that leg was planted when he got hit or not, we don't know. We'll have to find out.
It's a 2-touchdown lead for the Invaders, though, and they're looking for more, and they're on the 44 of New Jersey. First and 10. Albert Bentley. He has about 15 more, thank you. He gets a lot of help from the offensive line, and finally Holmes drags him down.
Well, he had Irving, number 65, the guard, going out, and when the guard can run free in the hole that easy, you'll see 65 pulling out here, Irving, and here comes Bentley out around. He's going to follow Irving all the way through. Watch Irving. He doesn't block anyone, and someone's going to reach out from the outside. That's Holmes that makes the play, and Holloway grabbed him or blocked Holmes, then been able to follow Irving all the way downfield. John Joyce is the linebacker, number 47. Ray Penny goes to the inside and just takes him inside, holds him. Ray Penny does a lot of holding. A lot of holding.
But he doesn't get caught.
Yes, right.
And when you've been in the business for about 10 years as a pro, you get away with that. And the inside handoff is a dandy to Eric Jordan. Okay, so about the 21-yard line. We understand Carter has a lacerated left kneecap.
I'm in Brady Eric.
It's doubtful we'll see him again. At least for this game. Eric Holloway has come into the game for him, as you see. Jordan out of Purdue in his third year. Only 210 pounds. One of the impressive parts about the Oakland running backs is they don't have great size, but they appear to be durable.
Not great speed. I would say Bentley has probably the best speed that they have in the backfield, but they've got a great offensive line. So do the New Jersey Generals, and it's obvious with Herschel over 2,000 yards.
Second down, short yardage, and there goes John L. Williams. So about the 16 before Johnson made the hit. Ken Johnson, the cornerback, just into the game. Now, again, Anthony Carter got hurt right here. Watch the shoulder.
Look at his left knee. It's his left knee. It's supposed to be lacerated. Now, he gets hit by Johnson out of bounds, and his knee comes down on that tarp, and there's a tarp on right in front of the bench, and it looked like that's probably where he scraped it across here. That is good news. I mean, it's a lacerated knee. They can sew that baby up, and he can play. But that's good news. It's nothing major. Easy for me to say.
He absorbed quite a shoulder shot, but it was the kneecap that was the problem. And Hebert, his numbers just getting better and better as time progresses here in the second half. 4:08 left, third quarter. And here comes the blitz. Hebert finally dumps it off. Markers are down. It was Gregory Johnson, the free safety, that came through clean. As we mentioned, there are markers down.
There's a marker down at the goal line. Now, Schumann was down there with Donnell Daniel, number 23. Now, of course, they would have Hebert in the grasp, so there wouldn't be any grounding the ball because he didn't throw the ball anywhere. Let's just see who is it on Donnell Daniel?
Holding, number 23.
Donnell Daniel. Daniel was active for some time. There he is. Second-year player from Southern Illinois. Just recently back on the roster. as we mentioned, week 17, a lot could be said or next week. Baltimore struggling for a playoff spot, getting closer with that win. Tampa Bay now leading Birmingham 10-7. Birmingham needs a win for the championship, but Tampa Bay needs a win to get into the playoffs. Leading LA 9-3 in the second quarter.
First and 10 for the Invaders.
They're playing Pierce College Valley in that game. Bentley and Eric Jordan into the game offensively for the Invaders here. Holloway is in for Carter. Gordon Banks is the other wide receiver along with Schumann. That's Schumann in the slot and Banks up at the top of your screen. First, Schumann. Pass perhaps a little low. Donnell Daniel was there, but it appeared catchable, and Bobby Hebert may have daggers in his eyes when Schumann returned.
Well, I think Schumann, if you look at it, he may be looking into the sun, and he just catches it right on his fingertips. He should have had the ball. And Hebert read the blitz. They had a full-scale blitz on, plus they were bringing 2 safety men, and Hebert read it, saw Donnell Daniel on Schumann, and hit him in the hands.
Bobby Hebert, born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, attended South Lafourche High School. We're talking heart of Cajun country in Louisiana. Talking Lafourche. Yep. Inside handoff, nothing doing. Boy, just no movement at all because Don Joyce stuffed it up, the linebacker. It was Jordan, the ball carrier.
All right, Newton comes out. Bentley goes back in.
And the ball is now at the 12-yard line. And again, 3:07. The Generals have to be wondering when they're going to get the ball back. It's been in Oakland's possession much of this third quarter. Again, Banks and Schumann to the top of your screen. Holloway at the bottom. Generals showing blitz. Do come with a bit of one. Holloway, touchdown!
You got Holmes down there. They're going to get Holmes, and I know they're not going to get Schumann, but they are going to get Holmes. That's going to be tacked on the kickoff. Jerry Holman in the face, but the catch. Let's not get away from the football game. That's all garbage hitting afterwards. But Derek Holloway, a one-arm catch. He had Holmes in a position with his back to the ball. Nothing he could do. Holloway just waited for jumped up and caught the ball in one arm. It was absolutely beautiful. Now they got to separate everything, Tim. Excuse me.
They do have to separate a lot because I'm sure not only were there fisticuffs, but there were also some verbiage down there in the end zone.
All right, see Holmes now. He's got his back to the quarterback. Now watch what Holloway does. He waits till the last second, goes up, one hand, brings his left hand in to take the ball down. That is absolutely gorgeous. And then Jerry Holmes, he goes after Schumann. Jerry, get out of there. Oh, wait a minute. He threw the ball at him. Now we're going to have
a forearm chuck. A forearm smash.
Now, what are we going to have? We're going to have I hope they don't call that a double foul.
Yeah, Kenny Johnson came through and did everything to put a sleeper hold on Holloway. You've seen those, haven't you?
Is this Saturday Night Wrestling?
The great catch by Holloway. His grandfather, Trim, is watching, and he wanted us to say hello to him, and he said hello in a great way with that touchdown reception. Here again is Holloway at work with the one-arm catch.
Yeah, but now let's give the credit to Hebert on this replay, because look where he puts the ball. Over top of Holmes. When Holmes turned back, then Holloway came down with both feet in bounds. Touchdown.
So the Cajun sensation comes through, and it's now 34-13. We'll return to Oakland in just a moment. Coming up Friday, it's the Los Angeles Express visiting Orlando here on ESPN, 8 p.m. Eastern Time and 5 p.m. on the West Coast.
That's the last game for the LA Express coaching staff.
And the kickoff is into and out of the end zone after the penalty. Boy, happy about that. He's all smiles. There's the scoring drive.
Look at the time on that clock, 6:25, and then put 7 points on the board. That's what hurts the defense and hurts New Jersey down 21 points.
Holloway taking in the pass from Hebert to punctuate the drive. And here's New Jersey, given that breath of fresh air at the end of the first half, yet they haven't had the ball the entire second half. At least it doesn't appear that they've had it, although they had it one time and did nothing with it. 3 plays and see you later.
This does not take Herschel out of the game by any means, because that's their attack, and here it comes.
He already has his 100 yards. He got them in the first half. Monty Bennett. That's one Heisman Trophy winner. Doug Flutie watching the other Heisman Trophy winner, Herschel Walker.
The guy on the right is Clark Gaines, who is the offensive backfield coach.
Walker,
not a bad backfield coach, is it?
It's not. And if you're Flutie and you realize once you get help for the playoffs, you still have Walker to hand off to, it must make you feel good. On second down, quick out pattern to Sam Bowers. A little over a minute left. Paul McGuire with you on ESPN. We're happy you joined us, and there goes Herschel. A typical Herschel Walker run. And out of bounds at the 12-yard line, and finally, it was Derek Martin that sacrificed his body to get him out of bounds. He barreled right over Vito McKeever.
All right, you talk about Herschel, and he's running in this league. There is a great hole. Greenwood never got a shot at him, but watch Herschel. Runs through a tackle there, but this is the play. Is that Vito McKeever? Goodbye, Vito. You're gone. And Martin is the man that's going to eventually knock him out of bounds because he played it right. Martin takes him towards the sidelines. Oh, what a run.
Maurice Carthen to about the 10. Leading the way for him there was Clarence Harmon, who had come into the game to give Walker a blow. And there is Herschel. 19 for 188. Just another day at the office.
Herschel's had 2 200-yard games coming into this game, Tim, and if you get 200 yards, 188's great, but you're only in the third period. But if you get 200 yards against the #1 rushing defensive team, that tells you how good a back he really is.
Carthen to the 5, a couple of yards away from a first down, and there's a mark. Try boxing at one time.
Unnecessary roughness. Defense.
I get a feeling this game may get a little nasty in the fourth quarter.
Well, this is really perhaps a prelude to the playoffs. Maybe they're making a statement to one another when they meet again. How did that happen? Just one touchdown to break another one of many records, and that record could likely fall in the fourth quarter. And should New Jersey score, they would be just 2 touchdowns away with better than 15 minutes left. It's 34-13. Here the Napa Valley. Here we are at the Oakland Coliseum. Doing Paul McGuire and the Generals just a yard away. Walker, piece of cake. Touchdown, General.
Monty Bennett is the defensive end on that side. The last time he went underneath, this time he went over the top and got blocked.
Only 3 seconds off the clock in the fourth quarter. 2.6 minutes. Time at center. Of course, Lapham also has to spend time at a guard spot for Walt Michaels' team.
Reeves that time ran a bootleg play. That's where the backs go one way and the quarterback comes out here almost by himself. There's usually one lineman with him. David Shaw, number 58, the linebacker, stayed at home and put the pressure on him.
3 200-yard games for Walker this year. 2nd and 5 coming up.
First down.
Down to about the 6-yard line. You see the defenders just sprawled out on the field, and it appears that they are really tired once they come up with a piece of Herschel Walker on a tackle.
You know, we talked about it so many times in this game about Herschel cutting back. There's Carthen, he's following him. Now watch what Herschel does. The hole's not there. Let's cut back into the flow, and a lot of people seem to overrun. Now Greenwood's coming over to make the play, but when you have safeties making plays downfield, there's Vito McKeever, a cornerback, making a play. That means that they've already beyond the line of scrimmage, the linebackers and the defensive linemen, and that's 5 yards, minimum.
First down and goal for the Generals. 11:25 left in the game. It's 34-19 Oakland.
Oh, Shaw makes a great play.
Yeah, David Shaw. He read that one hurriedly. There he is. Monty Bennett also in on the pile. And once again, tempers begin to flare. Hull and Ray Bentley getting to know one another there.
Tim, when I said they were down 21 points, New Jersey, they do not get away from their game plan, and that's Herschel Walker. The only problem with it, unless when he runs long runs like he did before, just at the end of the third quarter, but the only problem with it, the clock keeps running. And if he doesn't pick up the yardage, and then they get themselves in problems. But they're in touchdown range, and it should be Herschel again.
Reeves nearly intercepted by Plummer. Someone may have gotten a hand on it at the line of scrimmage. Well, Plummer certainly had a chance for the interception.
Reeves was throwing to Collins on supposed to be a quick post, and as he does, watch it, this ball hits Plummer right in the arm. He's waiting. You see Collins down in the end zone with Martin. The ball never had a chance. And when you throw and you stand back there long enough, you're going to pay a little bit, but he gets hit at the legs. He goes down. Is that Monty Bennett again in there?
Mm-hmm. Bennett only weighs 300 pounds when he's spelt. At the 6-yard line, it's third down and goal, and a big play here for the Generals. They want to get back in it.
This is 4-down situation, too. They've got to go for the touchdown.
Walker, he's worth 6 normally every time he touches the ball, but Reuben Vaughn got to him in a hurry.
I think that time, Tim, that Herschel Walker just ran the wrong way. I mean, he cut back that time like he normally does, and he cut back into the block because Vaughn was there. I don't know if the hole was there or not. Take a look. When he goes here, look at the hole is to the outside. He cuts back right into Reuben Vaughn. He's being blocked by Stroth, but Vaughn stays with him and waits for some help. They get it. They're going to kick a field goal. This is surprising.
They'll spot it at the 11. A 21-yard attempt. Ruzek missed now the extra point moments ago. This does put them within 2 touchdowns. It's 34-22 now. Reuben Vaughn made the big hit against Herschel. The Invaders looking to get into the playoffs. The Oakland Invaders lead it by a score of 34-22. 9 minutes and 43 seconds are left. And Ruzek will kick off. And as you mentioned, perhaps a decision that Walt Michaels will be asked about when this game's over.
Well, I just don't understand the field goal when you're down by 15.
And the kick is going to go out of bounds.
Now here's where the option comes in. I'm sorry to step away. I got to get it in because I messed it up before. They could take it at the 30.
Well, we'll see if they take it at the 30, but first let's go to Memphis for an update.
Tim, Memphis has spent the majority of the football game inside the Jacksonville 5-yard line. 4th down and 3 to go to the goal line. Walter Lewis in there for Memphis. Rolling to the right side. Will they get there? No. Lewis just fires it in the end zone. They're going to call it incomplete, and Jacksonville turns Memphis away. That would have made the score 37-0. But as it stands, the Bulls will take over on their own 3-yard line, trailing by that score. You see it, 31-0.
Well, what actually happened that time, Lewis appeared to have enough momentum to get him in the end zone. You see the fake, the offside fake and the rollout to the right side. He's got a man out front, looks like Tyrone McGriff. He appeared to have enough momentum. Now, he pulls up here, and the Bulls have him trapped.
Let's go back to Tim Brando in Oakland.
Dave Reed, thank you very much. We've enjoyed those updates throughout the evening. Sean Faulkner is back deep. We'd like to thank Continental Cablevision of Jacksonville for cooperating with us in that effort tonight. A very meaningful game there. Faulkner and Jordan are back deep. They will re-kick. So all we missed here was a decision being made by Oakland. It's up to the 32-yard line. Jordan once again with a nice return. You know, on kickoffs, both teams have come away with pretty good field position tonight.
Well, number one, the kickoff team, they were kicking the ball high. I know Ruzek is kicking it for the New Jersey Generals. He's kicking the ball high so that their team can get down underneath it. Boyovich is trying to kick the ball deep. He hasn't been able to do that. There's Anthony. He's limping. It's not bad. 4 receptions, 98 yards.
Yeah, and he should be healthy for next week in the playoffs, and that's the good news for Oakland. At the 32 and a 12-point lead, Oakland sets up shop again. That's Schumann in motion. Albert Bentley stuck by Johnson, John Preston, and James Lockett. There's Preston. They gained 7 on it. It'll be second down and 3 coming up now for the Invaders.
And Cozen just came in, the tight end, and Schumann comes out, so that might mean that they're going to just stay on the ground for a little bit in the series, and it's easy to do that when you pick up 7 yards on your first carry, so you really have 2 more downs to pick up a total of 3.
They have 105 yards. Walker has 209 by himself, but 105 on the ground for Oakland is devastating when you consider their passing game. They usually will win a game if they get that much yardage on the ground. Williams.
Don't reach out.
Stopped by Jim Byrne. There's Big Jim. Weighs in at 278 pounds. Played his collegiate football at Wisconsin La Crosse.
Now they'll go back, excuse me, Tim, they're going to go back to the passing game because they bring Cozen back out again and they bring Schumann back in.
And so here we go again with a 3rd down and 3 situation coming up. Just shy of the 40-yard line. The Generals may have to use some timeouts if they don't stop Oakland on this series or at least the next one. 7:38 is left. Banks, first down at the 45-yard line. Kerry Justin made the stop.
Well, on this play here, what they do is they put Schumann in motion, which brings the safeties over. So now that Justin can't get help, so they end up with Gordon Banks one-on-one on Kerry Justin. When that happens, he runs him off, comes back, first down. All he has to do is hold on to the football. Good play.
Gordon Banks, who is a bit of a tycoon in the offseason. He is the president of GBI Enterprises. He deals in gold and silver commodities. A guy that you'd like to know if you're a teammate. You want to be friends with him. A 27-year-old that's president of his own business and deals in gold and silver.
If he's got it in his locker, I may go down before the game's over.
At the 45, there goes Williams. Slipped past one linebacker. That was Borland. But then came Leopold. And he made the hit after a couple of yards had been picked up.
Well, here's a situation where the New Jersey Generals, Tim, they figured that on first and second down that the Oakland Invaders are going to run the football to keep the clock going because we're inside 6:20 and counting. But here's if you want to really pad your score a little bit, here's where the Invaders, if they would come out on first down or even on this down here and go ahead and throw the football, they're going to catch the New Jersey Generals looking at run and maybe run a play action pass here. When they're in the huddle that long and they're talking, sometimes it is a pass, or most times it is.
Second down and 9 at the 44 of New Jersey. Just under 6 minutes left. Williams. Leopold, along with Johnson and Byrne, in on the stop. Remember now the importance of this game. The New Jersey Generals would like to be a home team in the USFL playoffs. Yes, the championship game will be there, but they'd like to be at home before that. And Birmingham is still playing Tampa Bay, and we'll update you on that game shortly, but they could conceivably catch Birmingham. Banks, Holloway, and Schumann have come into the game. Now the Invaders, with the help of Portland's upset win, and what a great game that was on ESPN last night.
Now you got Derek Holloway up on Holmes one-on-one, and they put Williams out in motion that way.
And Oakland's in great shape because Denver lost. Holloway, the intended receiver. Hebert threw in between 3 General defenders on third down.
Well, he's looking at the holding on Holmes, and Holmes played. I thought he played the ball very well.
And there were those that said he dropped the ball too low. There were critics that said that they didn't like his style of punting, even though he did get great distance.
And those people are dumb.
There's an example of it. Inside the 10, it goes out of bounds into the end zone, I should say, and it will be first and 10 for the Generals. They didn't have to use their timeouts. There are still about 5 minutes left, and 2 touchdowns would give them the lead. In Texas, they'll promenade in do-se-do, those two, the gunslingers and gamblers. You'll enjoy that one. Mike Hafner will join Roger Twibell for that game on Monday night. 1st and 10. Walker, the intended receiver. But right there with him for Oakland was John Sullivan. Walker went up with one hand, nearly came away with it.
I think Walker went up with one hand and heard Sullivan coming breathing down his throat, and Herschel saying, wait a minute, I'm caught up in the air here, and there's no way I'm going to take that hit. And I don't blame you, Herschel.
He has given the United States Football League some great news to talk about at a time when it really did need some good news. Herschel Walker really lived up to the billing since coming over from Georgia. Maurice Carthen. It's about 5 yards. David Greenwood giving some lip as well as some shoulder to Carthen. These two teams are getting with it verbally as well as physically. There's the record book on Walker. Just look at that. 11 straight 100-yard-plus games, 21 rushing touchdowns. It just goes on and on.
It's unbelievable, that man. It's a third down situation. This is key. Uh-oh.
Reeves in trouble. As a first down, it appears. They will mark it right where they need to have it marked, the Generals, and Maurice Carthen came away with it. Ray Bentley was there with Carthen step for step.
What a great job by Reeves, because he had Monty Bennett and Reuben Vaughn breathing down his throat, and he had to fire that ball right on target to Carthen to keep this drive alive, and they do pick up the first down. Carthen, he got out of bounds, so that'll stop the clock at 4:10. But you're in a situation right now where they must throw the football, even as much as they'd like to run Herschel.
And they do have all their timeouts left. Reeves, Carthen again is open, and Greenwood knocks him out of bounds at the 35. And they still haven't stopped talking to one another.
That's the second time. The last play that they threw that little slip pass out to Carthen, Greenwood met him head on when Carthen was with the head of steam and stopped him in his tracks. This time Greenwood meets Carthen after he catches the ball, but that's a 5-yard gain. Here they go again, the hurry-up offense.
2nd down and 5. Premature movement perhaps by Collins, the wide receiver set at the top of your screen. Carthen has it at the 43, but again Collins appeared to get a jump start. You've heard of those. You've done them to your car from time to time.
They don't mind, but they don't like you to get too far downfield. Now they got Sullivan, the defensive lineman, coming in. Monty Bennett's going out. They'll interchange those linemen because of the heat on the passer. I still would kind of, the only thing that the Oakland Invaders are giving the New Jersey Generals downfield is that slip pass out to the backs. And if I'm going to throw it to one of the two backs, I think I would rather get the ball to Herschel in the open field than I would to Maurice Carthen.
That was Collins you got to look at, the guilty party. And so now they move backwards to the 31, where it's 2nd and 10. Reeves. Oh, that was a dangerous pass. Speck, I don't believe, saw the pass, or at least couldn't locate it. There were 3 defenders that were in the general area, linebackers and defensive backs. Greenwood, one of those.
Well, they didn't get either back out of the backfield. Either was Harmon in the backfield with Herschel. They didn't get either one of them out because they had a blitz on the outside. David Shaw was coming, and that time Speck got stuck between the safeties, which was Greenwood and Sullivan.
New Jersey 2 for 5 in this situation. 3rd down, 11. They need to keep this drive going. Reeves to Walker. And Herschel will have the first down, and look out. Collins obstructs one defender, but not enough. Walker is stopped at the 47-yard line.
Timmy, you want to feel sick? Take a look at David Greenwood, number 31, after this screen. Now that the blockers are there, Herschel's going to cut away from the blockers and cut back. Watch 31 Greenwood try to catch him. Here he comes. Watch Herschel pull away. You think he has speed? There's nothing to do. Vito McKeever's out there forcing him back in. Good play by Vito McKeever.
He got by Collins attempting that block. 1st and 10. Reeves. Greenwood, interception. Markers down. Bowers, the intended receiver, but You have to wonder if Greenwood is on his back. We'll wait. It does appear the preliminary indication is that the flag is against Oakland.
Holding. Number 31.
Yeah, it is Greenwood. They're ruling that he interfered with Bowers. Now, you'll look at this in the center of your frame, and Greenwood is all over Bowers.
All right, there's Bowers right there. Now, Greenwood, first of all, grabs him with the left hand. And then as Bowers is going down, you know, I don't know if that's really pass interference, because you're a lot of bumping down there, and Greenwood is not fighting it, so he must know that it was pass interference.
Well, he was holding him early, but we couldn't tell if the pass had been put in the air at that time, if it had been launched. But the end of it didn't look like pass interference. You're right. 1st and 10. Reeves for Broughton, incomplete. Martin, the cornerback, was with Broughton.
Since New Jersey, the New Jersey Generals do not throw the ball that much, and you've got Broughton downfield and also Collins downfield, and either Bowers or Speck. What is happening with the Oakland Invaders, Tim? They're running their linebackers. They're running the 4 down linemen and at least 2 linebackers, so they're getting a 6-man rush. What that does, it forces New Jersey to keep their backs in the backfield. You can't get them outside. They're lined up, looks like they're going to rush again with the linebackers.
2 minutes, 14 seconds left. Time ticking away from New Jersey. They're down 12. Reeves, Bowers, he's open at the 5. Sullivan finally got back there with him. He had to wait for the pass. Otherwise, he may have had a touchdown, but give Reeves credit under duress.
You really have to. Reeves is, I mean, the force is there. Sullivan and Greenwood are down there, but Sullivan didn't stay with Sam Bowers. We have an injured man on the 45-yard line. Angelo Snipes is coming. They're blitzing from both sides, and he gets held there by Harmon. The man it's down, I believe, is Monty Bennett, number 91. Or excuse me, 77, Reuben Vaughn.
Now the nose tackle. All right, the New Jersey Generals with 2 minutes left, trail by 12. We'll return in just a moment. The New Jersey Generals trail 34-22. 2 minutes are left. The Generals with a touchdown and with 3 timeouts left. They've not utilized any of their timeouts in this drive. Are at least making it interesting here.
And they won't go for 2 because they'll still be behind by 4 if they make it.
Reeves, that's for Broughton, and it's knocked away by Derek Martin.
Derek Martin defending.
Getting the ball to Broughton or Collins is difficult for New Jersey, isn't it?
Well, and the sad part about it, you see Sullivan blitzing there. That's a safety. What they're doing is they're covering one-on-one downfield. They're letting the corners just go ahead and play the wide receivers. Derek Martin makes an excellent play on Broughton. You can do that. Now, what they're really worried about is inside. You're going to see the 2 corners are still going to play man-to-man.
You figure they'd like to pass, not have to use the timeout on a running play. That's Carthen. It's a touchdown. Remember now, the defender, if he doesn't touch him, he can go ahead and roll in. And we do have a marker down, and they could be waving this one off.
This can be an offensive foul, and I don't know whether it's on Sam Bowers or not for the pick, whether they called a pick play down on the goal line or not, I don't know.
Number 89.
Or is this after the touchdown?
No, it's Bowers. It was 89. Earl Sorgen did say 89. There he is.
This is a loss of down, too, isn't it?
Yep. So now you're backed up to the 15 instead of having a touchdown, and Walt Michaels can't be happy with that. Under a minute left in Memphis at the Liberty Bowl, 31-0. The Showboats, and the party is on Beale Street tonight as the Showboats have made their way into the playoffs. Broughton and Collins are both at the bottom of your screen. It is 3rd down and goal at the 15. Reeves, touchdown. Collins.
What a great pass. Reeves just laid that ball out, and Collins went after the ball. It was, I think Vito McKeever was the man that was covering, but and again, there were one-on-one coverage downfield. They're blitzing. You can see Angelo Snipes, number 59, coming in. Herschel Walker gets an excellent block, and then the pass over the shoulder. Just no chance for Vito McKeever to make the play. Collins does. That's touchdown.
Clarence Collins out of Illinois State. He and Broughton both are receivers that many believe should catch the ball a great deal more in order for New Jersey to have a chance for the championship. The extra point by Ruzick is good this time. And so now it's Oakland 35 and New Jersey 29. And there's Collins, who just made an outstanding reception. Stay with us for the remainder.
Still have 3 of their timeouts, so that the Invaders can't just afford to just sit down on the ball, because they're not going to get much time run off the clock. But here comes one of my favorites, the onside kick, where bodies meet bodies and balls just fly up in the air and see who can get to the ball first. You watch this.
Receivers become linemen. It's out of bounds. Markers are down. A few bodies did connect.
Well, here's where the Invaders will take the ball at the 30-yard line and don't give them a chance for the onside kick, something I mentioned in the first half that didn't come about. But when the ball goes out of bounds, the question is now, was that ball touched by the kicking team?
Charlie Sumner meeting with the men in the striped shirts. They're in conclave and talking about it here.
The ball will go to the 30-yard line, and the Invaders will have it there, but they will have to continue with their offense.
We should mention this while Charlie Sumner's amidst all of this. We're waiting for the official ruling. Earl Sorgen will give it.
Kickoff, out of bounds. Oakland elects to take the ball on the 30-yard line.
Just what you talked about. Charlie Sumner elected to go for it.
Yeah, here comes Ruzek now when he kicks the ball. He kicks it along. It only went about 6 yards anyway, and it goes along the line of scrimmage. You can see now the ball is moving, and it takes a bad hop off of that dirt and goes out of bounds. And it's just, I don't know what all the big discussion was about, except that we want the ball at the 30 or we want them to kick it again. And obviously you don't want them to kick it off again so they get a chance for the recovery of the fumble.
The point I was about to make about Sumner is he is a very quiet, unassuming type, and been really confused by many in the media. There's no confusion, though, about Oakland in the Western Conference right now. They're atop it and in business. Williams has a couple of yards. A first down here would lock it up because New Jersey is beginning to use its timeouts. Borland calls for the timeout. Now, here's a look at the scores of this day, and as we mentioned, much would be settled perhaps today, if not today, obviously next week. The Eastern Conference just a logjam of teams that have an opportunity for the playoffs. Baltimore, that's one team that figured that they had to win against Orlando. They did, 41-10. Baltimore with its win. Arizona leading LA 18-10. The Outlaws with an outside shot only. That game's now in the third quarter. 17-7 now, Tampa Bay leading Birmingham. The Bandits had to have this game. Birmingham's already in. And Memphis, that game we've updated you on. You've been seeing it throughout our telecast tonight. Dave Reed and Don Gaffney been reporting on it. Beating Jacksonville 31-0. So Jacksonville with an outside mathematical chance, but it's almost nil. And Baltimore's in great shape. Tampa Bay may be in better shape. Birmingham, though, does give New Jersey a bit of fresh air. That championship and home field advantage in the East still could be decided next week.
Yeah, that's true, too. That Birmingham needed, if they had that win, they would pretty much wrap it up with New Jersey losing here.
Second down and 9. The ball at the 31-yard line. Oakland leading 34-29. That's Williams, Leopold, and Joyce. make the hit. Byrne also in on the pile, and another timeout called by the Generals.
There's a minute 34 on the clock. How fast can Herschel run 100?
Right.
I'm just thinking all they need is 10 seconds. But they are concerned. The question is now, do you stay with the running game? And I think they may do that, because what they've done is they're bringing in Ray Penny. Are they bringing him in as a tight end? Yes, they are. He's going to report. So number 74, Ray Penny, will be a tight end. And also, if I'm not mistaken, no, I was going to say that Markham is, but they've got Cozen in there, the other tight end.
That's Ray Penny.
Now wait a minute. Now they're bringing in the 3 wide receivers again. That takes out Penny and Cozen, so they may throw here. Run left.
Hebert. At midfield, it's a first down. And it is Gordon Banks.
That is a great call, and also a gutsy call, because here comes Banks. Now watch, Schumann will clear out. Once he clears out, Justin lets him go because he knows he has help from the safety. Banks just stops right in the middle of the zone area. When he does that, Preston is not on him. Banks picks up the first down. Now they're in 1:17 and counting. That's all. Now they can just run the clock down, because New Jersey, they only have 1 timeout.
Western Conference teams have to be happy about perhaps the outcome of this game. There are those that believe that the Eastern Conference is by far and away the better conference in the USFL, but the Invaders right now, having won 7 in a row, losing last week, look to be perhaps going into the playoffs the most potent team. Inside handoff to Albert Bentley for a yard or 2. Lockett and Weddington making the stop. First down, I should say second down. And a timeout, the final timeout called by New Jersey. And there are the numbers for Herschel Walker.
That's his third 200-yard game this year, and that's against the Memphis defense also, which they are tough, and a number 1 rushing defense.
Memphis pitched a shutout tonight against Jacksonville. Lindy Infante's a pretty good offensive mind. There's the Western Conference. Now Oakland, with the win, will clinch the championship. Denver having lost to Portland. Houston is 9-7. They still have to win, and they play on Monday night on ESPN against the Gunslingers at the Astrodome. Arizona is 7-9. Right now they're on top of LA in the third quarter. In the East, Birmingham's 12-4, but they're trailing right now by 10 to Tampa Bay. New Jersey 11-6. They could still only be a game down to Birmingham with a week left. And New Jersey will host Birmingham next week, so that would perhaps decide the home field advantage for either of those clubs going into the playoffs.
Now Baltimore would get in if they win their last game, because I think they had to win 2 out of 3. They lost in Birmingham, and then they have to win the next 2. And they won this one.
And Memphis has won 10 games, so they're in. Hebert falls on top of it. 50 seconds are left, and it's going to be third down. Now, the Oakland Invaders feel good. Next week, week 18, the final week of USFL football, finds Los Angeles at Orlando. That game on ESPN. Then Saturday, Paul and Jim Simpson will be at Memphis, Arizona and Memphis. Then on Sunday, a deluge of games. Tampa Bay at Baltimore. And then on Monday night, the Gamblers and the Invaders on ESPN. A game Houston may have to have. Time will tell.
That's it.
So Charlie Sumner, the quiet man who followed Al Davis for so many years, has become a leader here in Oakland.
And he beat Herschel Walker.
Even though Herschel got his 200.
That's right. That was a great line, I got to tell you. Charlie says, the first question, don't ask me how to stop Herschel Walker. No one else has been able to stop him. I don't know how to stop him. And obviously they don't.
They're the conference champions, the Oakland Invaders, with their win over the New Jersey Generals. Anthony Carter, injured but not out. He will return, and will return as well to the Oakland Coliseum. Our final again, 34-29 Invaders.